Let me see that. So at Fallout, we love you a lot. At Zemus Prime sent us. I need to see a lot of that. Don't forget. But we were very shortly going to hop into game, which is right now. The Battle Bus is launching. So keep in mind, this is our 3rd game. We have 3 more games to cast.
Amazing.
What?
I love it. I absolutely love it.
I don't know if my heart can take it.
You and I both, as we're looking at Haunted Hills. Speaking of hearts not, if your heart doesn't take it, you might end up here. So be careful. Haunted Hills.
I'll be one of these little tombstones.
Is there like an Easter egg? Is your name in the game somewhere?
No.
I would have loved if they put like double pump, which of course the double pump, the switch back and forth feature is in the graveyard. I would have loved if they put that on a grave. I'm just late. Pete, if you're watching, my friend.
If they put me in this game, I would cry.
My friend,
I would literally.
You're about to have an emote, a Twitch emote.
That I'm not sure of. That
Maybe.
I'm not 100%.
You deserve it. Absolutely. But as we said, guys, please use hashtag Fall Skirmish. Answer that question about the meta. Make sure to tag us so we can see what you're saying. We're checking our Twitter and we're responding in between breaks at Fallout and at Zeekamis Prime. That's Fallout with 2 T's and Zeekamis Prime on Twitter, guys. Let's jump into the action here. Keep engaging. Let us know your thoughts. Yeah, I love it. We're jumping on board with Poach. I called them out as part of the Lucky Llamas. I haven't seen them go huge just yet. I want to see what Poach and his teammate, Not Vivid. Is he the winningest player in skirmish history? I think.
Not Vivid, yes, I believe so. He's the most winningest.
The most winningest player.
The most winningest. Look at this. They land in containers. I like this landing.
Yeah, very smart drop. You get a lot of loot, a lot of mats. If you get to yourself, you're leaving there in a pretty good spot. There's also a vending machine. People don't prioritize vending machines as much as they should. And look at that, Ninja. Wait, knocked out Kayun, but then got knocked out by General. So that's what happened. Ninja is gone again. Match number 3 here. Ninja gets taken out early.
Wow, that is a rough start
that
there.
Blows my mind. I personally, especially in the early game of Fortnite, I consider Ninja to be a top 5 player. And, it's an interesting conversation. Would love to hear people in the chat's thoughts. I think not being at Summer Skirmish maybe set him behind a little bit. Of course, he's still unbelievable, the greatest entertainer of our generation. But as a top 5 pro player, I wonder if not being at Summer Skirmish hurt him a little bit. Of course, we'll see how he performs the rest of this. We still have 5 matches to go. 4 matches.
It's a tough spot to be in. I guess the other thing to count for is, dude, we're putting basically some of the best competitors in the entire world in a lobby and saying, hey, fight it out. So
exactly, it's tough to do.
Yeah, I don't even know that it's that it's not that he missed Summer Skirmish. I just think that there's just so much talent here that
that's a great point.
It's just anyone's game.
Speaking of which,
oh my gosh,
we're back,
Nick
baby. Don't worry, fam. We're back. Nick,
is this real life?
In Castle. Okay, order is restored, my friends. Nick
oh my gosh, suddenly everything in the world just seems much brighter and there's more color. Is this what I've been missing?
Flying across this. This is nuts. This is amazing. The stars are aligning.
Mercs. Now here's a question: is Aiden here?
That's a great question.
I'm scared to find out.
See, Geomach and Tempo taking out Horrify and
Parallax. Aiden is actually down.
We just got the word. Aiden is out of this one. So once again, we said order is restored. Order is definitely restored. Nick Mercs has the opportunity here to regain his throne as the king of Tilted. Let's see what he can do here. General, who's performed really well in the early game, to take out Cypher.
And
so
this
Ninja and Cypher both out again. This is the replay. Well played. It was all General all day.
Wow. And look, he had just gone down, and Ninja couldn't confirm that elimination. That was close. But look at this. Greasy Boy, Courage JD here. So is Hogman and Pupper.
Is it rude for me to call Courage a greasy boy? Like, I feel like that's derogatory.
That's what he calls it. He says be part of the Greasy Boys. That's why I don't feel bad.
Okay, I feel better then because I feel like I'm like calling him something. All right. Greasy Boys, Snobby. We got the Snobby Boys. Shout out to Bay Soldier and Strugs and Snobby Boys. We got the Greasy Boys. I love it.
He is a Greasy Boy. I'm gonna hit him up later and be like, yo, this is what Fallout said this about you. How do you feel about this?
That's why I asked first. I clarified.
No, you're good. He calls himself a Greasy Boy.
All right, good. I feel a little bit better now. Speaking of greasy people, no, okay, I can't say that. Speaking of people that like to land greasy, Hogman and Pupper against Courage right now. 2 versus 1. Typical gamer going on the wide flank. That's one thing that people do not prioritize enough, is wide angle flanks in this game. And 2 versus 1 numbers advantages. We see that a lot in other games and other titles, as finally they're going to miss their opportunity to take Courage in the 2v1.
Man, and Courage fell down there, took a bunch of damage. As you saw, he edited the floor. It was a half floor, so when he put it up, they were able to just kind of shoot over it because it wasn't a full floor. So that's kind of what happened. That's what you saw him drop down.
Exactly. Complexity, Pupper, and Hogman. We talked about them earlier. A lot of respect for these two pro players, as they are currently sitting up top of Burger Restaurant, the Durr Burger, which, by the way, the Durr Burger in PAX West, delicious.
Dude, it's so good. It was so good.
I'm sorry, but the chicken sandwich was my favorite part, which technically a chicken sandwich is like a chicken burger sometimes. People say that, so it's still living up its name. Delicious stuff.
Those were so good.
Yeah, I want to go back there.
I actually did a really, like, a really silly review of a Durr Burger, and we played it at PAX.
You did I saw that actually on the big screen. You got to do a review. That's almost like the pizza review.
Kind of.
Oh, my God. One bite, you know the rules. Jeez. Everyone knows the rules. That's crazy.
So there you go. That's if you've missed out on PAX, you were missing out on a lot. There was a lot of things that happened. I also got my butt handed to me in mini golf by Courage and dude.
You were horrible. What was that all about, man?
Oh God!
Check out those. Are those videos on YouTube now? I hope they are.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Please.
Speaking of
Look
100,
this man Zeke at mini golf at PAX West, he was atrocious. I mean, literally, managed to go off course. I mean, if you're playing a regular game of golf, it's understandable because you can shank.
Yeah.
But in mini golf, how do you go off course?
Dude,
as often as you
I got obliterated.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm not even gonna spoil it for you. Just go watch it yourself.
You
and
have to
tweet me about it
later. That was the best experiential anything I've ever seen. It was amazing. The Lazy Links experience, the whole Fortnite experience at PAX West. They rented out a parking lot across the street from my apartment, which is the most cool thing in the world.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, that was awesome. And one of the best experiences that I've ever seen in gaming. It was great. It was awesome.
Just wait for TwitchCon.
No way. Oh,
it's gonna be baller. That's where it all ends. Don't forget.
I can't believe it. Hopefully more of the same and more of the better. At TwitchCon, we'll see.
We will. But check this out, man. Hogman and Pupper are taking shots. Pupper dropped super
Nick
low.
A30, former Summer Skirmish caster.
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
Dude.
YouTube streamer.
Nick A30, I'm going to say this, and I'm comfortable saying this. One of the nicest, I mean the nicest.
He's Canadian.
The nicest man I've ever met in my whole life. I'm talking the nicest.
The
no
nicest
one's
of your
nicer.
entire life?
In my entire life. He was so nice.
Like, how about your mom, your dad?
They're,
nice people?
they're not Nick A30,
Not
man.
Nick A30
They're
level.
not Nick A30.
Wow.
True story.
Unbelievable. He is, so you could just tell, watching his streams, humble,
genuine,
kind, smart, intelligent, brings things down very well. Big shot to Nick A30. Let's see if he can play, though. Spaceline, his teammate going to take out Pupper. Well played for starters. And now Nick A30, some defensive building. He is one of the most analytical players. Now he's going to be going up against Saint to his right. Myth and Saints to their right. 2 versus 2 fight.
Saint wasn't here, so Myth was by himself in Greasy, so Saint must have done. They must have split landing, yeah.
Saint's there behind him.
No, but I'm saying he wasn't there to start, so I think he just got here.
There. All right, here we go. Myth, look at the aggression. Myth is playing the high ground a little too high. He might lose his footing and take some fall damage. I know Myth loves himself some fall damage. Meanwhile, it's going to be Nick A30 trying to get some high ground. What an epic battle. Nick A30 versus Myth. Myth's going to get lower ground, going to turtle up a little bit towards the low side. Meanwhile, keep your eye on the bottom left of your screen. Chat picks up one if you're a Liquid Chat fan, but we got to watch this fight ensue. Myth and Saint playing aggressive here. You love the aggression from Myth, who also, speaking of great individuals, great players, and just positive people all around.
Yep.
I love watching his streams.
Myth is, so I've actually known Myth since he pretty much got started. He started streaming Paragon back in the day.
Amazing.
And I got to meet him, and then one day he just exploded, and he was just the guy. And I was like, dude, I remember when you played Paragon. And he was like, it's different now. It's like, I know.
Just a little bit. Oh, what is this?
It's the Porta Fortress.
As if he didn't have high ground enough, he's going to give himself even more high ground. I don't know why exactly. Maybe he just wanted to make sure that they couldn't knock the cover underneath him. Now Myth is going to be trying to get some high ground of his own.
You saw him, man. That was crazy. Yeah, so Porta Fortress, that's a fun new game. Item added to the game, rather. Oh, wow. Nick A30 cracks back with the SMG and takes down Myth.
And not only the SMG, the whole sequence right there from Nick A30, the quick edit to get the first shot on Myth, and then really caught Myth with his pants down right there and was able to capitalize. So well played from Nick A30. One of the best quick edit, clean edit players I've seen, and I have a chance to watch on YouTube. Big shot to Nick representing YouTube Gaming. On board with him right now.
When we cut to him, he had no AR ammo. He had like 3 rounds in his burst, and he only had enough slugs and SMG ammo.
Unbelievable.
So he did that with basically nothing.
That's amazing. And what they want to see here, we haven't seen a lot of it. I think these pro players can take a page out of some other titles and other books of competitive gaming titles. Take your 2 versus 1 advantages very smart. There's no reason that Spaceline goes down or Nick goes down here. It's a 1 versus 2. You have a numbers advantage. Play it wide, play it slow, and guarantee the dub and the kill right here. The victory over Saint Squad.
That's right. And now it looks like a 2v1, or rather it's a 1v1, right?
No, Nick A30 should be in the vicinity.
Is he down?
He may have bailed. Maybe they decided to let him. No,
okay, they're just down below.
They're a little bit hurt. So here, they're a little bit tagged up.
Dude, in Fortnite, I've seen a lot of bases, but when you make basically like a sky fort and then you just drop a Porta Fortress on top of it, It's just
crazy.
like an amalgamation of Fort stuff, and you're like, what is going on there?
I know it's kind of funny, it's kind of cool, but to be a little bit critical here, I think that's the same thing we were talking about last game. They use those Porta Fortresses early game when maybe they shouldn't. Like maybe they should hold on to that and use it towards the late game. Instead, they drop it, I think, a little bit unnecessary there. I don't know if a Porta Fortress, when you already had high ground, is the most mandatory thing to do, but now Stain Squad, look how well they're playing this. Using their high ground. Yes, they got it down, but nice job. That's textbook from Spaceline Nick A30. I'm okay with the down there.
There you go, and they just pick them back up. They secure an elimination, and now they can just be on their way, secure loot. Granted, Saint really only had 2 weapons, some ammo, some mats, but
Nick
at least they're on their way. Look at this,
One elimination for him, coming from Tilted. So he's about to be fighting a 2 versus 2 against Merksman and KP5. And keep in mind, the rotation from Nick A30 should be coming soon.
He's got
so
a
smart.
shockwave grenade. We talked about it, man. The new tools that are part of the game, they are game-changing, and I'm excited to see that he has one.
So look at this. The top right of your screen, this beautiful spectator mode client shows you someone is lurking from, I call it Shack Mountain right by Tilted. And then, of course, we are going to see the rotation from Nick A30 and Spaceline. So Ghost, Demo, and Bizzle are also in the vicinity. So a clash of titans, perhaps. And let's see how Nick and Legion decide to play this. Nick is going to start taking some shots here. And did get the clarification from MFam on Twitter, thank you guys for that Nick is playing on PC but with a controller. So he just started playing on PC recently. With a controller, of course.
He sticks to his guns, man.
He does.
I respect it. Nick is just an awesome dude. He's really funny. God, he's so
one of the
funny.
funniest dudes. Yeah, one of the most unique personalities I know for sure. I met his dad at PAX West, and I told Nick, now everything makes sense. Like you as a whole, now I understand. And oh yeah, it was Nick's big shout to Nick's dad, Nick's family. That was all out supporting. Of course, his little brother Stevie, and of course the entire M fam, the staff, Ginge, everyone else that supports Nick. He's just an awesome person, a great leader, and he's just contagious. Everything he does.
That's actually really cool because so when we were at the Pro-Am, I played like a really small role in like the whole thing, and I met his dad, and we kind of like talked for a little bit.
Kevin.
And then at PAX, he just like walked up to me. And he just like remembered. He's like, "Hey, you were that guy I met. It's Zeke, right?" And I was like,
What?
"Holy, how do you remember me?"
Yeah, he's
I'm a nobody. Yeah,
that's crazy.
They're just, I love their family, man.
Yeah,
they're so awesome.
Yeah, they're gonna. If you meet him, if you shake his hand, he'll remember you for sure. I had a similar but worse experience. You were in the pit interviewing players, interviewing Nick at PAX West. But at PAX West, I started a couple Nick Mercs chants. Any M fan that were there, remember? But I may or may not have started a Ghost Aiden chant just to kind of spice up the story a little bit. And Nick's dad, who is just as big as Nick, came up to me and shook my hand, and I thought my hand was going to break, and said, "If you cheer for Ghost Aiden one more time," and you better believe that was the last Ghost Aiden chant I started, that's for sure.
Oh, they're wonderful people, but also unbelievably intimidating. No, Nick, not like this. Yep. He slid between the little cracks there. And now Parallax takes him down.
Unfortunate. Legion has full shields, full health. Parallax and Kenneth are both weak. I think that could have been a Nick victory right there. That's really tough.
And now they're inside Shifty Shafts again, man. Like you talked about, spectator mode. You can kind of see in the top right where other players are. Look at the little, those little like yellowy diamonds. They immediately snap in the direction the shots are coming from. They're like, "What's going on out there? There's something happening."
King Richard picks up his first
Spaceline.
Spaceline, yeah. So Nick A30 might be out as well. Not sure yet. Legion is going to get taken out. So Nick and Legion both down. Nick had 1 elimination, not enough for points just yet, but they did survive the Tilted fight, that's for sure. Jared FPS, a Mixer streamer representing the platform here. Also, I believe an Xbox console player. Big shout out to Jared, playing on controller and representing here. He was also at PAX West and competed.
Man, you see how far players are. So this is, I mean, how do you make it out of here, right? Like, you're trying to get out. You know there's players close by. There's someone painful was up on the top mountain there, and he's now making his way, trying to descend upon them. I mean, this is a tough spot to be in.
Yeah, and look at this. 3 elims. I'm not sure. Trying to find out what club Parallax and Kenneth are a part of. But 3 elims for them. I don't know if Kenneth has 1. If they do, that's 1 point for them. And Parallax is part of Dusty Dogs. So Dusty Dogs has showed up. I don't know what the standings are currently. We'll find out for everyone. But Dusty Dogs is playing well if you're a fan of the Dusty. Good performances so far.
Man, Fallout, check out this scoreboard. So Parallax with 3 eliminations. Does
Kenneth have 1? He has none? Not that we can see at least. Nothing he might be on page 2.
Okay, so
Nate Hill with 2. Ghost School with 2. General with 2. Spaceline and Nick A30. I only see 2 for Spaceline. Don't see Nick A30 up there, so I don't know if we've broken that 4 elimination threshold. If you don't know what we're talking about, the points format for this tournament is a combination of placement and eliminations. You have to get 4 eliminations to get a point, so it's not a point per elimination like some people have seen in past formats. It's just like PAX West, where you have to get at least a threshold of points. We're talking the highest level of gameplay here. Look at that quick grenade into an edit.
Oh, he takes a massive chunk of damage, though. Painful has gone down. Pookie Face and Tyler's are here, and Liquid Strafe is not that far away.
Look at Jared FPS just turtling up here. Gonna show us the love for the mixer partner here. 38 is the number of his team. I think he doesn't have a teammate here. I don't see any other 38s on my screen, so I think Jared is by himself.
Don't either. He might be.
General gets his third.
General, man, he's insane.
He took out Ninja and Cypher pretty much 1v2 in terms of elimination. I mean, wow, he is such a good player. Currently a free agent, I believe, not under an organization, so really excited to see where he lands, where his home is. A lot of great organizations entering the scene. VGJ, we got FlyQuest, who picked up some folks in September and August. A lot of great esports orgs entering the scene.
Look at this. 58 players still left alive. Fallout. These lobbies are insane. They're incredibly stacked. I mean, wow. This is going to get hectic incredibly quick.
Yes, sir. 58 people, like you said. Unbelievable. Courage, though, is not looking to be in a great spot.
Courage, I believe.
The Storm 2-1. He's going to be knocked. That's Courage down. Knocked by the Storm currently. Look at Envy Lenane. I believe the French-Canadian for Team Envy, representing the boys in blue. See what he can do here.
Now, here's the thing. Courage JD's partner is very close by, but those are grenades ricocheting near the structure, bringing the whole thing down. So Courage just played themselves. So he's, I'm assuming, knocked by the Storm. And now Lenane, yeah, they're just like, Zate's like, I'm gonna pick up all that loot. Why not?
Yeah. And Lenane, I know, has great communication and always trying to improve every single game. A really strong individual player. He had a chance to compete at PAX West, and he really learned to be confident in his gameplay, never be scared to take a fight. I think that was a big learning for a lot of these players at PAX West. They all played so scared, so passive. Some of their first time playing on LAN. Not a lot of them came from other esports titles. Like I know Sketch came from another esports title, but not everyone did. So they learned for the first time. They learned the hard way in some cases, and Lenane wants to play with confidence here today. Now on top on board with Zoof, another key story here. Zoof representing Cloud9, coming from Chicago.
Look at this, man. We're going to start to fall into this little valley here. Now, here's the thing. We get the new safe zone. It's a little ways away. Not too far. Just about center, off center here. There's a lot of players. 52 left alive. KP5's got themselves a chug jug, so they're going to be okay. I mean, look at how spread out all these teams are.
Jeez. It's crazy. But now spread out, but now starting to gather towards that circle. I see at least 8 teams in the circle already on a quick rotation. Yeah. So one thing I have noticed, talking about meta, is the difference in North America and Europe. North Americans seem to rotate a lot quicker. I think they learned the hard way at PAX West. Of course, Europe did not have a PAX West equivalent to compete in.
Right.
So they maybe have not learned that lesson yet. I don't know what the reasoning is. Ooh. I can't speculate. I can just analyze it. But I am seeing quick rotations, which is smart from North America. I think the importance of rotations cannot be understated. What that means for those at home that are maybe watching for the first time or new to competitive Fortnite is you want to rotate to the center of the next storm early. You guys all play Fortnite at home. You know all about this. When you get caught in the storm, when you get caught on the edges, you get caught in danger. So rotate early, get to center circle, and really set yourself up for success. Meanwhile, Envy Lenane, the French-Canadian, as mentioned, takes out a knock on one and basically gets the elimination.
That's right. Wiles goes down. Babe Jesus finds Brian. And again, man, we went from 52 to 42, so progress, but wow, there's still so many people. Look at this. The new safe zone is so far.
Jeez.
It's down south. A lot of players are very far away. Now, what's interesting is there's already players there, so they can kind of... Nate Hill is actually dead center of that circle right now. There he is, number 47 down low. He is dead center of where this new circle is going to be.
I think he's a solo man right now. I think his teammate is out, but that's what Nate Hill does so well. He's always in the right spot in the right time. One of the best positioning players we've seen, and one of the most consistent players we've had a chance to see. And look at this, already center circle is Nate Hill. And he's going to have himself a nice steel catacomb for defense. Beautiful, beautiful building. Quite the architect is it Nate Hill right now.
Yeah.
I know he's also a former soccer player. He's a very competitive person, has a good sports background, and also a great Fortnite player.
Also, just an awesome human being.
Exactly. A pretty good-looking dude. He's a former model, I've heard.
He was doing some of that very recently. I mean, I could talk about him forever, I'll be honest. Just like I could talk about you forever. There's just so much to talk about.
A lot of great people. That's one thing I noticed. If you have not been to a live event yet for Fortnite, it was one of the most amazing things. I didn't know how awesome the Fortnite community is, like how much of a community it is. I thought these people were kind of individualistic. They all wanted to succeed on their own, but really it's a great community. Everyone's so cool in person, and the community feel at PAX West was unlike anything I've experienced coming from other titles and other communities as well.
Yeah, and on top of that, to piggyback, we actually...
by the way, double elimination here.
Oh,
big plays. Sorry about that.
Plays. Oh no, just to piggyback off that, I think another thing we really appreciated was that we got to hang out with a lot of these competitive players and just talk to them, right? Have conversations to figure out, you know, what they were excited about as far as Fortnite, what things they think we could change and whatnot. So we just got to have like a just genuine conversation, and that was just awesome to see. On top of that, so many of them just showed up for their fans. It was just an unbelievable event. So if you can make it out to an event like that, please just take time and do so. It's honestly one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my whole life. So. But look at this, man. 34 players. We're now moving into the last few circles. And people are tunneling. So we saw it on the European scene, man. If you've got a Porta Fortress, you can literally consume everything around you. And you're in a good spot. We haven't seen anybody use Porta Fortresses here toward the end of the game. I'm kind of hoping someone has one.
Yeah. On board now with Liquid Chap. One thing I gotta say, this Team Liquid team has squad organization has so much respect from their peers. Every pro player I talk to, and I ask them, hey, who are some of the best players? Who are the people you respect the most? They almost always say Poach, 72 hours. A lot of these Team Liquid individuals who are just so good have really redefined the meta. And meanwhile, United picked up two. Porter Riff gonna actually pick up Ghost Ghoul and I think his teammate. And 30 people left. The action's about to break down here. Let's check out Ghoul. They should take their time here. They want to be careful not to get.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I feel like I would have just stayed up high, man. Just bide as much time as you can, and they decide to just dive down, fortify. That's smart. I'll give it to them. But it's like you're saying, dude, 30 players left. Look at the space that we're operating in right now. How does this space hold 30 players? All right, well now it's 29. Okay, my bad. Miscounted.
Yep. On board now with Liquid Chap still. What are your thoughts on the Team Liquid team? You've had a chance to watch them week in, week out.
Dude, they're unbelievable. They're, again, consistent players. I got to actually meet 72 Hours and Chap and a few of the other ones. Vivid as well, and honestly, they're just really down-to-earth people, and I'm a huge fan, I'll be honest. I love those guys. They play phenomenally, and they show exactly why they deserve to be here, man.
Yep, completely agreed. Look at Zate. Zate is another player outside of the Liquid squad. If it wasn't Liquid, it was Zate who gets a lot of respect from his peers, and you see why right now. Look at the great building. Zate, not sure where he comes from. I know English isn't his first language as well. Speaks some great English, though, and he's going to get taken out here. He gets shut down by Hogman of Complexity. Zate's going to be tunneled here, and look at the high hill battle. It's going to be a build-off. For the first time in skirmish history, you might see them building to max height, because they're pretty high right now. Have you ever seen that before, where they build to max height?
No. Typically, people come down far before that.
They're
like,
seen it happen.
That's too high.
Yeah, if it does happen, I'll lose my mind. We see it happen all the time in playgrounds when you're practicing your building, but never in a skirmish before, that's for sure. As 72 Hours in Chap.
He's got a Porta Fortress. He's got one.
Massive. Here we go. We might see it.
72 Hours has one.
We might see it for the first time here. Chap and 72 Hours. Who is it? None other than the Liquid duo. Of course, I believe usually Poach and 72 Hours are the duo, so a slight change here. They know they are practiced for this, but maybe not super well practiced. We'll see.
Look at him. He's got it right there. So the Porta Fortress, there it goes down. He placed it. It's an instant gigantic metal fort. It's an instant build. It doesn't build up over time. And look at this. Players are going down left and right. 22 players fall out.
Unbelievable. Somehow, though, despite the Porta Fortress, it's going to be Ghost Snood, who has height advantage here. He is, I believe, at the highest point right now, I think. I didn't see anyone above him, and it's going to be a shield bone. No, look at this. Multiple layers. We've seen 3 layers, high, mid, and low. This is at least 4 or 5 layers of builds right now. A bunch of eliminations go through. 72 Hours picks up a double on the Envy Boys. Meanwhile, C9 Shivsy grabs one. Wildcat gets taken out by Linane. I'm not sure if Linane is still alive, but it is Ghost Snood who's sitting nice and comfortable here. I think the mid ground, I'm not sure where they are. It's an unbelievable end game right now, 14 alive.
Man, we've gone from 22 to 14. No, nothing, there's a change, but not a big enough change.
Yep. Poach is still up. Not sure if 72 Hours is up as well. Poach. Hogman. Also in high ground. In a pretty good position here to win this one. Check out their heals, though. Hogman has nothing for heals.
I mean, he's got 900 materials, though. 900 wood.
Poach did down one, knocked one, and then got eliminated. So I'm not sure if he picked up the elim or if the revive is coming through. Or the resurrect, yeah, the revive.
Gosh, you do not want to hear the sounds of rockets being fired. And I believe Hogman is going to build down and ramp, trying to just cover some distance here. What is going on? There's 13 players left alive. I mean, honestly, this circle is going to close very quickly, very soon. And people need to make decisions. They need to try and make some plays.
Yeah, check this out. EU Jack and Ashton of Fortnite. They're still alive. 13 players left. Both of them with good heals right now. Good HP, solid resource management as well. Looking to be in a pretty good position here against Corrosive Sen and Animal. Animal, an absolute beast living up to the name. Porta Fortress is going to be placed, I believe, wasn't it?
It's everything is happening so fast. It's hard to tell. It's gone from 12 to 10.
It's not. Tempo and Jailmock in a good spot. The med kit's going to come through. I think we're coming down to a heal off. It's Tempo with 2 med kits. Jailmock actually gave him the med kit and said, hey, this is all you, bud. Let's see if Tempo can outlast. I think he should be able to. The med kit's going to go off, and Tempo has another med kit. That should be a win. And just look at this. Right here, right now, Tempo to be in a pretty good spot. He comes out on top.
Wow.
Can you believe it? Tempo and Jailmock of FaZe Clan. If you're a FaZe fan, well done from them. They come out with the first place victory royale.
Wow. I hope that we get to see that from a different perspective because that was absurd. We saw them. They literally built a small little spot for themselves, and as you saw, his teammate drops the med kit and says, look, this is all on you. They start the med kit, and that's enough to secure them to the victory royale. I mean, is that the third heal off we've seen today?
Third.
We saw
second or third, one of the two.
It was the third because the first 2 games of EU had heal offs that ended. So now we see the first one for NA. Oh my gosh, man.
Where's Cowboy when you need him?
Oh my gosh.
Heal offs, of course. Nice shot by Tempo. I had a chance to stand in line, that gracious line, for about 2 hours with Tempo at PAX West on Sunday for the qualifiers. He didn't qualify the first 2 nights, finally qualified the 3rd night, and of course is one of the best players in Fortnite, and awesome person. I mean, talk about nice people. It's kind of embarrassing. I didn't know who he was. So we're hanging out there, and after a while he goes, I'm Tempo. I'm like, oh, like Tempo Storm, the organization. What's your gamer tag? And he goes, no, FaZe Tempo. I'm like, I never would have guessed. He was just such a humble person. And then same thing with Jailmock. Met him shortly after. Big shout out to the FaZe Clan group, Seabass, Tempo, and Jailmock, and they perform. They take a victory royale, first place finish, net themselves at least 3 points. Didn't see how many limbs they had though, but Tempo, I think they're representing Fortnite. They're in a pretty good spot here.
They are. Take a look. Yeah, Fortnite's, man. This is a big list. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, all these players are not only competing for this prize pool, but also to earn points for their respective clubs. We'll take a look at some of the highlights coming in from this game. What game number is this, man? This is all one massive blur. This is game 3. This is game 3. Yeah. Okay, I know what I'm doing.
Look at this double. Ninja and Cypher. That's no easy task, all right? Ninja and Cypher saves his teammate's life. And I absolutely love this battle here. Look at the rift at their disposal. But before Pepper can get in the rift, Spaceline takes out one. I love this whole engagement. The way Nick A30 and Spaceline played that was near perfect. I'm not sure if they ended up with a point or not, but they're looking great.
Just so many awesome things. So many people showed up in here in game number 3. And, dude, we're only halfway through, so players are definitely warmed up. We're going to just see the play continue to improve over the next 3 games. I mean, so what do you think? I mean, is there something that you've maybe seen that you're, unsure about, or maybe you're like, you know what, I don't know about that?
I've seen a variety of really, really interesting things. So the fact that we saw Porta Fortresses at the end there was great.
Yes.
My biggest comment would be around meta changes and differences between, we talked about it a little bit, but now that we have a chance to breathe, differences between the European scene and the North American scene, whereas we saw the Europeans very, very often hold utility. Medkits, bandages, mobility items. We saw Porta Fortresses and Rift to Go's, a lot of different items used for mobility. The North American side, they seem to be use them a lot earlier on in their gameplay. So a big difference there. I think I see the North American teams being a little more aggressive, a little more in your face.
Yeah, for sure. We actually had those final moments coming in from that final game.
Wow.
So look, down there, right there. So we see Hogman trying to break through. Lenian is there as well. And I mean, they're just going with the heels, They're doing what they know. And Shivzy